Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Wright Flyer. I'm Randy Wright, and I'll be your captain on our state-of-the-art radio program, and as always, I'm joined by my first officer, Jeremy Grapington. Folks, this will be the final boarding call, so if you please, claim your seats, fasten your seatbelts, kick back, relax, and enjoy the show, while Jeremy and I go ahead and delve into the pre-flight checklist, because there really is a lot of news and information to get to before we may fully indulge you with your in-flight entertainment. Well, what can we say about the Palmetto State of South Carolina's primary results? If you're a member of the cruise crew, as Jeremy and I are, you were probably taken a bit aback by the outcome. And of course, it now makes it appear as though Donaldus Caesar Trumpus is capable of taking it all the way. However, I wouldn't go that far that fast. There is still groundwork that can be achieved by the cruise camp. After all, March 1st will be Super Cruise Day, as Jeremy likes to call it, and there is still a lot of groundwork that can be, just accomplished by crews during this campaign cycle. Now, if you also haven't heard, Cruz did ask for his communication director to resign today after there was that supposedly fake video of the Marxist Rube, E-I-E-I-O, Narco Rubio, supposedly speaking out against the Bible. And that's going to be kind of an interesting thing because people have been trying to say, see, Cruz plays doity. Cruz is so mean and nasty. Just look at Narco Rubio, who says all this crap and makes up all this crap, and that's okay. And the fact that he was for the Gang of Eight bill, the Gangbang of Eight, no, that doesn't mean nothing. Narco Rubio's just an innocent little Cubano who sits here and plays his guitar.
It doesn't surprise me one bit. In fact, I was going through some tweets on Twitter just a little while ago, and lo and behold, there it is. Donaldus Caesar Trump makes a tweet about Cruz with dirty politics, dirty tricks. Oh, the Bible quote and this, that. And yet it was taken out of it's completely fraudulent. Is Donaldus Caesar Trumpus coming to the defense of Narco Rubio?
Oh, yes, he is.
I think he is. Why is that? Why would Donaldus Caesar Trumpus, after saying, I don't need anybody else's campaign funds, I don't need to have funds, I have funds of my own, everybody else in the campaign, they're losers.
Well, it's because he's going to hire an illegal alien to build the walls, just like he hired illegals to build his Trumpist tower.
So let's see. He wants to come to the defense of an individual that has very scandalous, sketchy background to begin with real estate transactions down in Florida, so on and so forth. The individuals he was involved with, pushing for this gangbang of 8. Yeah, see, it all kind of fits. All these little tirades that Trump and his hairpiece, seem to throw out there as if to exfoliate people's intelligence. And by the way, folks, it's happening. Now, I'm going to go off on a tirade here. And if you haven't noticed, Randy's voice is not quite up to par.
Yeah.
We wish him a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Damn allergies, whatever it is, global flattening, dandruff from the Don, who knows?
Now, if that were the case, I'd be dead already. Thanks, though.
But I'm going to go off on a bit of a tirade. First of all of you insignificant little troglodytic Neanderthal garden gnome rapist Trump supporters, you need to understand this perfectly clear right now. If you attack me or Randy or anybody else who does not support your queero, Donald Julio Trump, because you say if we don't support them, then we're supporting Hillary Clinton. No, see, we don't support him because we support the Constitution. We support the posterity of this country that needs to have the shared Constitution that we have kept in existence. You want to come after us, and you always keep saying it's the same individuals, the same mindset that we had in 2008 and 2012 with McShane and Romnikins. Their supporters, well, vote for somebody else other than them is a vote for Obama. No, guess what? A vote for them is, well, it would not be different than a vote for Obama. It would be a vote for Obama. It would be the same thing. So here's the deal. Either you pull your heads out of your rectal orifices, shake it off, wake up and realize what in the blue hell is going on. You are being bamboozled, is what's happening. You are following this individual because you think he's going to save the country. It is not his to save. By that token, it is not Ted Cruz's country to save. The country belongs to us, we the people. And until you wrap your head around that reality and that fact, don't you ever come at me or Randy or anybody else who does not support your queero, Donald Julio Trump, and saying that, well, you haven't accomplished anything in your life. And if you had half the intelligence of this individual, then maybe you could accomplish something in your life. Let me explain something. At 35 years of age, I have accomplished 10 times more than people twice my age. That is a fact. I guarantee it. I will back it up. And if anybody wants to challenge me on it, please let me know. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, whatever the case is. Send me an email. I don't care. I'm not hard to find. You can even call me. I don't care. Because I will shove it right back in your face.
You know what Donaldus Trumpus's problem is? He thinks he's something that he's not. He's trying to play the fairy fruit princess from the tower.
You mean like a winner?
No, he's certainly not that.
Well, no, you said he thinks that he's something that he's not. Like a winner?
Sure. But he's going to let his golden mullet down the tower. And now Narco Rubio is going to try and climb up and be the hero. Mm-hmm. And everybody's saying, look how doity Cruz is. You know, you got little orphan Annie Toto there, you know, because she's Toto from The Wizard of Oz. You know, that used to be the average, you know, the Christian temperance party. Well, now it's little orphan anorexic Annie going, Cruz is bad, not a citizen. You know what, folks? We're sick and tired of this not a citizen crap. Stop it. He's a natural-born citizen. The law is as clear as day. Don't tell me that it's something I just made up. Section 1401 is not a made-up law. And subsection 301G absolutely is a part of the INA. I don't know how many times I've had to repeat that. And then people are like, hey, you're making that up. My hero, Donaldus J. Trump, has told me it'd be real. Well, you need new heroes. And second of all, Donaldus J. Trumpus is many things. But one thing he is not is a lawyer. So, sorry. I, on the other hand, am a lawyer. And I happen to know what the law says. So, give me an ever-loving break. Sorry, hate to pull rank on you. Actually, I don't. I love the fact that I'm pulling rank on you right now, and I will do it each and every time.
Well, I can actually partake in pulling rank, too, because even though I'm not a lawyer, I have not gone through law school yet. That feat will be accomplished, by the way, for anybody who's a naysayer about that. But see, as stated before, I know and understand the law better than most lawyers do. And why is that I can comprehend something that is very complex to most people, but to me, it's kind of like, you know, reading Dr. Seuss with my eyes closed.
Well,
It's
that's because you
because
can read.
it's because I have an understanding of how it is applied and what the intentions are based on our Constitution rooted in natural law. That's what it is. Now here's the fact. Donald Trump is not a lawyer. Donald Trump likes to throw out words and phrases, little pops and clicks like a broken vinyl record over and over again. He wants to. Randy, I saw something earlier about Donald Trump actually coining and trademarking the phrase "Make America Great Again."
But
And
didn't Reagan say that in 1980?
I think he did. But here's the thing. Here's the counter to that. Donald Trump, you cannot make America great again because America has never ceased in being great. So therefore, I'm going to pull rank on you as a law-abiding, Constitution-loving, and understanding citizen of the United States. We're going to make America smart again. Because after all, only winners can be smart, right? You, on the other hand, are not a winner. You claim that you're a winner, but yet you lack the smarts to be one. For the simple fact that you're pushing on this whole, Ted Cruz thing, I might just sue him. You can't. Sorry. You can't.
There's something
suit.
called
You have no valid standing, period. Oh, wait, did somebody who has never gone to law school just beat you on that? Yes, I think he did.
Yeah. Well, it's not hard. I mean, just disability is a real thing. You have to have standing. You can't just bring a lawsuit because you think the fairy is dropping pixie dust on you. That warm tingle you feel on your shoulder is probably the fairy urinating on you if you're Donaldus Trumpus. That's your problem, Trumpy. Nobody cares. What, are you going to go and sue them like you tried to sue all of those tenants in a building you bought in New York and then said, well, this is my building. You get the hell out. You can't
mean
stay
the ones
here.
that he abrogated their leases when he was obligated under the law to follow and continue those leases until they expired?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he couldn't follow the law then. But hey, he's a winner, and he's going to make that apartment building great again. Except he was going to tear it down, just like he'd tear down our Constitution, just like he'd tear down this country. People, how can you fall for a charlatan like Donaldus J. Trumpus? Just a question. I would think that the American citizen's smarter than this.
Well, and it's not just him. It's
yeah.
not just him as a charlatan. Rube EIEIO is one of the biggest charlatans that ever walked the face of the earth. And here's the thing. You have Donaldus coming to his rescue, but yet he attacked him over and over again. Wait a second. Didn't Donaldus come to the rescue of Ben Carson?
You mean Ben, I'm a victim Carson? Ben, I'm a victim Carson. Yeah?
Yeah. After he said that he's behaving like a, what was it? A
child molester?
Sociopathic child molester. Yeah. Uh-huh. But now he victimized him and then he took him under his wing. Mm-hmm. You know what that's called, folks? That's called bullying. You know who else did that? Every single dictator in history. They would bully and victimize the population and then take them under the wing because they made them subservient to them. Adolf Trump is nothing less than Adolf Obama and nothing less than Adolf Hitler, nothing less than Mao Zedong, nothing less than Lenin, Putin, Mussolini, Pol Pot. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. And Rube, EIEIO, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you were going to do any of those things that you were talking about, you would have done them already as a senator. But you failed in doing that.
Why? Hey, what happened to his little, his little programs there in Florida? What happened to being a part of his PACs? What happened to those thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars that just vanished into thin air? I mean, gracias y Dios. I mean, holy crap. Money just disappeared, but, Carusi, speak Spanish the right way like I do, because I'm Marxist J. Rubio.
Folks, I'm feeling another tirade coming on here. Now, I know, bear with me. He can be so childish and petulant and this and that. So what? So what? See, earlier, Donald Trump made this statement, we're going to build the wall, and who are we going to make pay for it? And in unison, all of his little Trump variants, the Trump dumpsters, all in unison said Mexico. How are you going to do that? Explain to me how you're going to get another country.
Don't question the quaff. Don't question the quaff. Quaff knows best.
How are you going to get another country to put up money that they don't have, by the way? See, Mexico doesn't even have a government. Technically speaking, their government consists of MS-13 and the Zetas and all these other drug cartels. That's who's running Mexico. So you're going to consort with drug dealers to get them to put up money and pay for a wall.
Wait a minute. That's nothing new. Remember, Donaldus has mob connections.
Yeah, but he's going to get these drug dealers to put up the money to build a wall that will do what? Impede their business. Really? You're going to get drug dealers to put up a wall to where they can't traffic drugs and people in and out of the United States. You really think they're going to go for that?
Nope.
Stop dreaming, Trumpunzel. Wake up.
Mm-hmm.
This is another reason and another point of why you are a loser. Because you think like a loser. You're not a winner. You have never been a winner. Oh, when I walk into a room, I'm a winner. I walk into a room. No. You know why you go into a room and people capitulate to what you say? Because you threaten to sue them. And they want a handout from you. They don't like you. They don't want to do business with you. You just happen to flash things in their face. You're kind of like, the Godfather in a way. Not so powerful as him, not as much powerful as him, or
not as well dressed,
but not even well dressed. Yeah. But the thing is, the impetus is, you walk into a room, you demand something, and people capitulate because they have more to lose because you'll bring a frivolous lawsuit against them, or they just want to take the money and run, and then you try and sue them later on. Is that what it is? Guess not. But you're a winner, right? When were you ever a winner? I'm going to tell you right now. In this contest where you want to get people's votes, the only way that you could be a winner is if you get my vote. That's how that works. You win nothing unless you get my vote, which is never going to happen. That
guess what? He's already lost mine. He's already lost mine.
He never had mine to begin with.
Yeah, he never had mine either. But I'm saying, for him, it's too late. He's lost the game with me. I've already cast my vote, and it didn't go for him.
So here's the fact. The only way that you can win anything in this election is if you get my vote. And it's not going to happen. That makes you a loser. Period. Game over. You lose. Again.
But he did build a tower. And
out of what, peanut butter and popsicle sticks?
Oh, no. I wouldn't give him that much credit. I mean, peanut butter, he probably hadn't figured that out yet, and the hair probably doesn't want it, because if that hurts the hair, then what's the point?
Right.
But, all of the people that are going to then sit there and say, if Donaldus J. Trump gets the vote, you got to go and back him in the general. No.
Nope.
I don't have to do that, and I'm not going to do it. Sorry.
You know why we don't have
Why
to
would
do
I
that?
want to vote for Hillary? I don't want to vote for Hillary. Whether it's Hillary with a bad haircut and a little bit of different plumbing downstairs, or normal Hillary, which has got a bad haircut and a little weird plumbing downstairs, I'm not going to vote for it. Period.
But we have to, Randy, because if we don't, then it's a vote for her if we don't vote for the hairpiece. Since when does anybody have any right to tell me who to vote for. Remember, folks, we mentioned on the show here, we're not going to tell people who to vote for. You cast your vote how you see fit. You vote your conscience. But I will be damned if anybody's going to tell me or Randy or anybody else if you don't vote for Trump because we have to get a Republican in the White House. If that was the case, then why are you attacking Cruz, who is the only viable constitutional candidate running? Oh, that's right. You're attacking him because you fear him. You're attacking him because if he was to get elected, everything that is comfortable in your life that has made your life comfy will go away. You know what that means? You're living a lie.
Kind of like Marco.
He will make everything that is unconstitutional go away. That includes Social Security disability. Social Security altogether will go away. The Department of Education will go away.
Uh-huh. Sounds like Trump was having a meltdown in your background there.
Oh, yeah. The word travels fast.
Yeah.
So this is what people are afraid of. See, instead of embracing the fear by embracing the Constitution. See, the Constitution is a very scary thing. It really is. It's a scary thing to those who don't understand and comprehend it.
Mm-hmm.
And people want to run away from that they fear. That's human nature. Why hasn't Donald Trump even brought up the Constitution? Ted Cruz has said that every single point that he talks about, every single thing that he talks about originates with the Constitution. Whether it's sealing off the borders, keeping illegal aliens out of our country, whether it's combating the IRS, no matter what the case is, it's all rooted in the Constitution, and he backs it up. He is the only candidate that has argued in front of the Supreme Court successfully.
9 times.
Successfully. He is the only candidate that has actually stood up for the Constitution. None of the other candidates, and I'm going to give kudos to Jeb Bush. It's about time. Bravo, you did the right thing and you bowed out. Good.
Give him a milk bone.
Marxist Ruby-I-E-I-O.
Your turn.
Follow suit.
Same goes for John the Mushroom Kasich and Dr. I'm a Victim Ben Carson.
You know what? You know what I want to see? This would be great, Randy. And people think, oh, you're nuts. You're nuts for thinking this. No, I want to see Cruz and Trump. Those are the only two candidates I want to see. Why? People want to ask me why. Because if all the other candidates drop out and Cruz and Trump are the only ones left, that means that Trump is going to have to answer directly to Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump cannot answer directly to Cruz. He can't even answer directly to Megyn Kelly. How is he going to answer directly to Ted Cruz? He can't.
I got a hairpiece of the tower.
He can't.
Yeah.
Folks, the only way that any of this is going to come to fruition is for people, again, to remove their heads from their rectus or rectal orifices. Pop right now, just do it. Wake up and realize what's going on. If you want to vote for Trump, fine. We'll leave him in as a candidate for you to vote for. But
just know he can't win the general.
He can't win the general here, and the reason is because he will never go toe to toe with Ted Cruz. Cruz has tried to get him to do it, and Trump has backed down every single time. But hey, he's a winner. He's going to make this country great again. He's going to build a wall, and he's going to do this. He's going to get Mexico to pay for it, blah, blah, blah. But yet he won't go toe-to-toe with Ted Cruz. Why is that? Because he fears Ted Cruz. He's afraid of him. Big bad Trump, the winner, is afraid of little old Ted Cruz. And it's evident that he is because he keeps rehashing this birth certificate stuff. And if he truly doesn't believe that Cruz is a natural born citizen, if he truly believes that, then he needs to tell all of his little yappers to shut their pie holes and to stop spreading this crap. He's doing it for divisive purposes, to balkanize the party, and to take votes away from liberty and true constitutional values. That's
he's doing. That's what he's running for. It's to split the party. That's all he cares about. He's out there helping Hitlery.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants. He doesn't give a damn about America.
Why? You know how much money he stands to make?
Billions.
Billions. Billions. Again, Trump doesn't care about anybody but himself. He's all about making money. In fact, he even said so as much. Remember when he said,
part of the deal.
Remember when he said, if the deal doesn't look like it's going to work out in my favor, I walk away from it so I don't lose anything. That's his logic and thinking of what makes him a winner. That's why he thinks he's a winner, because he will walk away from something instead of seeing it through and possibly losing that deal.
You can't walk away from the country.
He's a coward. He is a coward.
You can't walk away from the country.
That would make him look bad.
You can't walk away from the country or the Constitution. You just can't do it.
He doesn't even want to step up to that line.
No, of course not. He's too much of a coward. Trump is your quintessential bully. He's a coward. He's a fraud. He's a fake. And he just, folks, how can you say that he can make America great again when he can't even stand up for America?
He can't even stand up for himself.
I know.
In front of Megyn Kelly. Or anybody else that wants to ask him, well, those are hard questions. So what? So what? Anything worth having doesn't come easy.
Yeah.
Period. Randy, you are a living, breathing testament to that.
Yeah.
Anybody who has gone through law school is a living, breathing testament to that, regardless of what their political bent is.
Right.
I'm a living, breathing testament to that. Look at all the crap I went through in college for my bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
You were right there right alongside me. And you know what? I didn't back down. I'm a winner because I didn't back down when faced with, accusations of plagiarism. No, I looked at it, smiled, and said, oh, this is going to be fun. And I took it full tilt and I smashed it.
Yep.
Because I have the wherewithal and the ambition to persevere. That is what a winner is.
Yeah, you never give up. I mean, I went through hell in college too, got through it. Then law school was even deeper hell. Then the bar. I faced challenge after challenge with that. That was a 3-day ordeal, a day for each year in law school. And I survived it. And I passed it. And I am who I am.
And you know what I say to that?
Yeah.
You know what I say to that? When it's my turn, bring it on.
Sure.
Bring it on.
It'll be hell, but you'll get through it. And that
makes it all the more worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is something that the American people have lost. Everything has become an instant gratification society. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Half of our population would starve to death if we had a massive power failure in this country. If the power grid went down, half the population would starve to death. Why? Because they wouldn't be able to use a microwave to cook dinner. It's really that simple.
Better to have a coal grill fire.
They don't even. Most of these morons don't even know how to light a match.
Probably not.
And that is what's sad. That is depressing. It's actually worse than depressing. It's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And then these same individuals want to open their little flap traps and come after me and you and various other individuals we associate with by calling us morons because we support Ted Cruz. And yet they can't back it up. And when we take them to task on it, what happens? Not a peep from them. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because they fear us, because they know that there's no way in hell that they can hold a candle to what we do.
Yeah. Well, it's like the ones that sit there and tell me when I quote that statute to them, it's, oh, that's not what it really says. Really?
Really?
I'm quoting the statute. I didn't write the law. If you don't like the law, have Congress change it. But oh, by the way, Congress can't change it to disqualify Cruz. That would be an impermissible ex post facto law and bill of attainder. We don't do that in the United States. In England, they did it. Margaret of Anjou during the War of the Roses back in the 1400s would do a bill of attainder saying that anyone who was of the family that belonged to York, they couldn't have anything, and all of their states estates belong to the crown. That's the kind of thing that Donaldus Trumpus would want. Donaldus Trumpus would love to have bills of attainder.
Mm-hmm.
That way he could make Mexico pay for something. It's just not going to work.
Huh. But we talked about this, Randy, and we've decided that we're going to, ease off of Trump just a little bit. Not much. Maybe just, a follicle or two.
I don't know. I'm sick now, so I don't care. I'm going to double down on him.
But my sights are turned more towards Rubio at this point. For the simple fact that Rubio is not smart enough to be stupid when it comes to realization that he's being used as a pawn, not only by the GOP, but also by Trump. And see, it's almost like he's, the proverbial prostitute being passed back and forth amongst individuals, or maybe an individual that is incarcerated for consecutive life sentences that's, used as trade bait for a Snickers bar and a pack of cigarettes on a daily basis.
He looks like a retarded chihuahua. I'm just going to say that.
Well, I'm actually, I'm going to come right out and say he's a political whore is what he is. Uh-huh. He's an absolute political whore.
But imagine a whore with the face of a shaking chihuahua. It's just kind of scary.
Now, we'll get back to Ann Coulter in a little bit.
I'm surprised Ann Coulter's not going for it. Oh, well, she will if Donaldus tells her she can. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, he'll just jerk on that leash and yip, 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 yip. So, the thing is, he is whoring his campaign for what? The GOP's telling him to do this. The GOP's, Fox News. Fox News is backing him. They've been on the attack against Cruz from day one. They're just ramping it up now. And now they're playing wet nurse to Donald Trump.
You know who's been fair about it, though, is James Rosen. I'm just going to go out and say
Absolutely.
He's been fair. Which,
by the way, thank you, Mr. Rosen, for following the Wright Flyer on our Twitter account. Much appreciated. It's not surprising that James Rosen has been fair about it. He has integrity.
Yeah, he's been through hell. He knows what a charlatan of a president can do.
Sure.
Look at Eric Holder trying to. What was he trying to charge him with? I'm even drawing a blank on that now. But it was
something to do with emails and.
It seems like there's a lot of that with the Democrats, email problems.
Yeah, well, what happened?
Hillary, are you still running for prison, Hillary?
Hillary for prison 2016.
Uh-huh.
I think what it was is James Rosen, and I'm drawing a blank, but I don't remember all the particulars on it, but I think it had something to do with an email account, something to that nature, but it is what it is.
Oh, they wanted him to reveal his sources. That's what it was.
Right. And confidentiality, he wouldn't capitulate to that because he has principles.
And integrity. Hey, imagine that. See, folks, we praise people that have integrity and principles. Everything that Donald Trump doesn't have.
You know,
Sorry, just had to put that out there.
sure. And the other thing, you know what? I'm going to go back to Trump here for a minute. I just have to. It's that tractor beam, the tractor beam, that quaff. It's just, I don't know. It's like a blinding light that.
This segment of the show brought to you by Rogaine. Wait, what?
It's kind of like, you know, a bad traffic accident. You know, very tragic. You don't want to stop and look because it's going to cause possible more,
Rubbernecking
with traffic, but you can't help yourself. It's just that weird natural amusement of seeing death and destruction, bodies twisted and mangled around metal. That's kind of like what Trump is. The Trump train has derailed. It's just a bad accident, and everybody's standing there staring at it and say, "Oh, poor Trump. Oh, this now. Well, I know what can fix this. We'll go and attack Cruz." Why don't you Trump dumpsters have some integrity and call him out? Why don't you hold him accountable? Why don't you vet him? Ask him real questions. Where do you stand? Here's a question I would ask him. Mr. Trump, where do you stand when it comes to the United States Constitution other than on top of it with your dirty feet? Let him answer. How would he answer? I'm a winner. I don't have to answer that question. But you do. Because if you, by chance, and some unicorn fighter jet fart fairy tale are elected president, you're going to have to take an oath on that Constitution. So you had better know it. See, Barack Obama knows the Constitution. This is why he's so good at destroying it. He knows it. He knows what to use within the Constitution to twist the words to get people to capitulate to his agenda. Donald Trump, you don't even know the Constitution. This whole thing, the only thing pertaining to the Constitution that you brought up was regarding amnesty and Article or 14th Amendment, Section 1. That was it. And you know what? That didn't even come from the quaff off of your head. You had somebody else tell you that, and I'm willing to bet they pined and slaved over hours trying to put it together to make you look good. Let's take you and Ted Cruz and put you guys side by side and then have a debate on the Constitution. Because that is the cornerstone, that is the foundation of this country.
Oh, and Trumpy, you don't have to worry about Megyn Kelly. She wouldn't moderate it. Jeremy and yours truly would moderate that debate, and we'd be so very fair.
Yeah.
So very fair that you'd run out of the building crying, your little yapping chihuahua following you.
Not before she gets a cream pie in the face.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember when that happened?
Yes.
Somebody stormed the stage and hit her with a meringue pie.
I was in college when that happened. That's how long ago that's been.
Funny. It took them weeks to get it out of her hair because they couldn't tell the difference. So, I put this challenge out there. And here's the other challenge. I even put this out on Facebook. Donald Trump, sit down with us for 15 minutes. Together, Randy and I, or each of us individually, for a 15-minute conversation on the Constitution. We'll give you 14 minutes to prove us wrong.
Except we will interrupt you if you say, "I'm a winner."
Yes.
Or I'll build a wall and make Mexico
and we'll
pay
even
for
reset the clock for you just to make it fair. We'll reset the clock for you because, after all, when that buzzer at the end of the game goes off and there's any kind of discrepancy or foul, like you claiming to be a winner.
And that buzzer you hear, by the way, one of those clippers for bad haircuts, bzzz, that's the buzzer you're hearing, because we'll fix your hair problems there, Trumpy.
Yeah. But alas, he won't do it because he's afraid. Last I checked, true winners aren't afraid. Because true winners are accepting of the fact that they could lose at any point in time. See, Trump thinks he can never lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a winner. That's a narcissist. That's an arrogant garden gnome. That's what you are.
Eric the Gnome.
Yes. Dave the gnome. David the gnome. Yeah.
But same difference.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm sure his son Eric would look just as cunning on a fox riding around. Give him a little red pointy.
We dated ourselves there, folks. We'll
give him a little red pointy hat. It's not going to happen. See, I'm a winner because I'm not afraid of losing. And when I say I'm not afraid of losing, that also encompasses I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah. We've all lost, folks. Those of us who have accomplished anything, we have all lost. You don't have success without tasting failure first. It's like riding a bike. You crash before you ever learn to fully ride. That's just how it goes.
And then so many years later, when you start to crash again, there's a whole lot of factors that can come involved in that.
Well, riding out in front of cars is probably not a good idea. Just
no, it's not.
Thought.
No.
But for Donaldus, you remember when he was going bankrupt the first time? He had this worker at the New Jersey casino, and that worker and an entire helicopter crew went down and died. Then conveniently, Trump went from calling him the best guy ever to blaming him for all of the financial troubles of the Trump Corp. I'm sitting here thinking, is that what he's going to do with America when things don't go his way? It's just a hypothetical arguendo here, folks, meaning for argument's sake, that somehow Trump magically got into office. And some debate or some issue doesn't go his way. Is he going to sit there and blame America for it? You know he will. That's just who he is. His persona will not allow him to admit when he's wrong.
He's incapable of it. And these little jib jabs, like the other night with South Carolina when he's giving his little speech, and he says, Rubio and Cruz did well, and people there started booing. He says, no, just for 1 minute, just for a second. Okay, now that's over with. We'll go back. See, only an arrogant, conceited fool would pull a stunt like that. Again, this goes completely with every other arrogant and conceited thing that he said, like standing out in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shooting somebody in the face and not losing a voter. Really? So you're saying that you're premeditating murder and it wouldn't matter because you won't lose any votes. That's like saying, you know what? I can't be bought, but I could buy everybody else. I could go out and commit murder and not and I could get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, that's called elitism. That's exactly what that is. He's
no wonder little orphan Annie Toto there likes him. Isn't she a bit of an elitist too?
Yeah. Yeah. How many cases has she won in court?
None.
None? Oh.
That means she's got 3 less than me.
I'm not even a practicing attorney. Hell, I'm not even an attorney at all. And I've won cases in court.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, well, she's right up there with another idol, Jerry Rivers.
Yeah. Yep. Jerry, I can't stand in a hurricane because I'm losing my shirt to take a selfie. Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But hey, he's still got his radio show. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind. Sorry there, Jerry. You can't make it in this field. Sorry. Mm-mm.
Now, this is interesting. You know,
What, Jerry Rivers in a hurricane not being able to keep his shirt? I actually find that terrifying. Because it
well,
is.
our mutual friend responded via Facebook. Uh, in a nutshell, I'm not going to read the whole entire thing to divulge, for purposes of anonymity,
Confidentiality.
but it's thank you, so and so. We just have a difference of opinion, my bud and I, probably referring to me. I have my reasons, and I know he has his. In the present environment, his choice will not be elected. Mine will, meaning Trump over Cruz, doubtful. By the way, he is a very smart guy, just idealistic, which is okay too. Blah, blah, blah. I'll catch you later. So and so, myself, et al. I'm going to make calls for Trump, blah, blah, blah. The wrecking ball has to do its job. Well, see, that just reassures and reaffirms what you and I were thinking earlier, that these individuals don't like to be called to the carpet. And when they are, in order for them to save face, they have to bow out as gracefully as they can instead of standing on their point.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that if they try to stand on their point with us, now we don't know everything, folks. We never claim to have known everything. We never will.
Mm-hmm.
But we know what we know. And when we open our mouths, we are well researched before we do it. Do we make mistakes? Absolutely. Why? Because we're human. But those mistakes are very, very, very few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, it never ceases to amaze me that individuals, and maybe this is, kind of boosting my own ego. I don't care. I really don't care at this point, because it's just going to get a lot harder for this country, but it's going to get a lot harder for individuals that want to oppose us for standing up for the Constitution. If you don't want to stand up for the Constitution, if you want to fight us on the Constitution and go against us on it, it's not a smart move. Period. We don't know everything about the Constitution, but you know what? We know more than enough, and we know more than enough to hold our own water on it and the water of a whole lot of other people. This is why we've always said, and we will always continue to harp on this. The sooner people have a working understanding of the Constitution, of its applicability, its true intentions, the better off this country is going to be. Again, only we, the people, can save this country. We can't elect somebody to do it for us. This is why we have the vetting process. This is why we have the primaries. This is why the candidates go out there and stump. It's in the tradition of giving we the people the authority and the power to make the right choice.
Yep. And the way things stand now, it's even more important now than ever.
And the way it's shaping up now with these past couple of weeks, it's as though I'm getting the impression that people are saying, yeah, well, having the power as a true sovereign of the United States, that's all fine and well, but we don't want to rock the boat, so we're going to go ahead and forfeit that power just so we can feel safe, because this person says it's going to make us feel safe. You're forfeiting your freedoms and liberties for safety and security, and you're going to lose them all.
Yep. Yep. And going to what our mutual friend said about a wrecking ball, I don't want a wrecking ball. I don't want to wreck the Constitution. Sorry, that matters a bit to me. That's not how this country works. You want a wrecking ball? That's fine. If you want an 8-ball of Coke, that's fine too. Go snort it in your backyard for all I care. But leave my Constitution alone. Leave Jeremy's Constitution alone. Hell, leave your own Constitution alone, because it's there to protect you. God.
If you don't want to embrace the Constitution, then move to another country. It's that simple. It really is. It really is that simple. If you want to throw it away and you don't want to embrace it and you want to forfeit your power as a sovereign citizen of the United States, that's fine and dandy. Go ahead. But you're not going to bring me down. You're not going to bring Randy down. You're not going to bring our Air Marshal Nelson Ward down. And I pity the individual that tries that. You're not going to bring individuals who embrace the Constitution down. You're not going to bring the Republic down. It's not going to happen. Because I'm still alive, I'm still breathing, and I will fight you to the ends of the earth and then some to make sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You want to do it on your own accord and do it for your own personal purposes and do it in such a way that it doesn't affect anybody else, have at it. I don't care. But if you want to stand there and support individuals that want to tear it down, see, here's the thing. When you have individuals up there lying, perpetrating lies, and then you want to regurgitate those lies, that makes you a liar. That's how that works. If you want to support individuals that want to destroy this country, that means that you want to destroy this country. It's called guilt by association. And if you want to stand in the way of individuals like me and Randy who want to preserve the true intentions that our founding fathers had and preserve the rule of natural law, if you want to impede us on that, you better pack a lunch and bring lots of friends and tell them to pack lunches because we're hungry. That's how it's going to work. Either you stay out of our way or jump on board.
Yep. Because you can't have it both ways when it comes to this country. And
That's
when it
your
comes
two
to our
options.
Constitution, you can't have it both ways. It's one or the other.
That's your two options. There is no third option of supporting somebody and by default doing the same thing that they want to do just because you give them support. There is no tearing down this country and tearing down our Constitution. If you don't want to support it and you don't want to align with it, get out of the way. Or embrace it, support it, gain a working knowledge and understanding of it, and jump on board. And let's fix this mess as only we the people can. That's it. Those two options. Joining ranks with individuals that want to destroy it, all that means is you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump is the biggest loser of all on the Republican side because he wants to destroy the Constitution. People say, oh, no, he embraces it. If he embraces it, then every single thing out of his mouth, he would point to the Constitution where he has validity to do such things. I'm going to repeal Obamacare and replace it. Wrong answer.
Oh, I like the mandate. Answer. The mandate's good.
Wrong answer.
Right.
Sorry. That tells me right there you don't support the Constitution. Because if you violate it in any such way, shape, or form, you violate it in its entirety. You support single-payer health systems and national health care? Guess what? By proxy of violating that provision of the Constitution, which would be Article 1, Section 9, Clause 3, because it's a bill of attainder and ex post facto law, you are violating the entire Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't believe me, go read the preamble to the Bill of Rights. What's that? I never heard of it. Most people don't hear of it. Most people have
You,
no idea it even exists.
you can start by listening to the special that we did on it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You see, folks, it's not difficult to figure out. Donald J. Trump is just in it for himself, as we've been saying from the start of this episode, as we've been saying this entire election cycle. He is just not for the people. He's just for himself. That's all he believes in. That's all he knows how to do, and it's not good for the country. It's time we start doing something that's good for the country.
Let's make America smart again.
Absolutely.
Pick up a copy of the Constitution and read it. Become familiarize yourself with it. Ask questions. Randy knows, and Randy will vouch for this. There are provisions in the Constitution that I didn't understand. I came to him, or I went to Nelson, our air marshal. Why did I go to those two individuals? Because they have a working understanding of the Constitution. I didn't understand something. I went to them. I got clarification. Period. And you know what? Both of them have come to me.
Mm-hmm.
See, when it comes to the Constitution, and myself, Randy, and our Air Marshal Nelson, we don't think of ourselves as being above each other in any way, shape, or form.
It's a partnership. It's a true partnership.
True equality on it. Because we understand we may not agree with certain provisions. We may have different takes on it or different understandings, but we talk about it and then we hash it out. And, you know what? After research, this, and this, that I could see where you would have this understanding. But
it's like what Nelson said. It's like what Nelson said. Nelson teaches the Constitution. I practice the Constitution. Jeremy reveres the Constitution. That's how it works. There's no way around that. The Constitution belongs to all of us as citizens. And you see, that's what people who just absolutely adore Trumpy longstockings don't get. He doesn't love the Constitution, but the Constitution is the country. If you don't love the Constitution, you can't make America great because you don't know what made America great in the first place. And by the way, that's something that the Cruise Crew has started saying now. Yeah, let's make America great. But do we know why it was great in the first place?
Yeah. That's why I have coined, let's make America smart again.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Constitution is not taught in public schools. The Department of Education has pretty much done completely away with it. They've usurped the authority of the states' involvement in the schools, with Common Core and all this other nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Why is that? Because I'll tell you, the individuals that learned the Constitution while in school, in grade school, folks, we don't live forever. Eventually, we die off. And when we die off, and we are the last individuals that have that information dies with us because they've stopped teaching it. It dies with those who last learned it. And it's replaced with what they want people to know. That is revisionist history. That is propaganda. That is political correctness. That is tyranny. That is a dictatorship. And it is pure, unadulterated evil. Evil is evil. I don't care who it is. If you want to latch onto that and promote that kind of crap, that makes you an evil person. You can say all the right things to people, but actions speak louder than words. Donald Trump wants to talk about, we'll build the wall, we'll do this, we'll do that, blah, blah, blah. Again, without even rooting his statements or thoughts in the Constitution. Without the Constitution, we have nothing. Absolutely nothing. If he doesn't want the Constitution, he doesn't adhere to it, and he doesn't support it, he doesn't understand it, how are we going to have anything? He wants to, grow the economy again, bring jobs back. How? How are you going to do it?
By making little orphan Annie bark about it.
Oh, I know what he's going to do. He's going to have jobs come back from China, and he's going to make the Chinese pay for it. That's how he's going to do it. How's that going to work?
It's not.
I like how he thinks that all these other countries in the world are some, empty-suited jackwad in some boardroom that he can walk in and just demand them to do this. Good luck. Because you know what China's going to do? They're going to tell you to go Farouk yourself.
Yep.
That's exactly what they're going to do. And then they're probably going to do something much, much worse. Like, I don't know, make you non-existent because you offended them?
Yeah.
That's how communists think. That's how they operate. You piss them off by thinking you can storm in there and tell them what to do, and they don't like it. If you can't back up what you're telling them to do, which you can't, you set yourself up for complete failure. Except in the case of Donald Trump, he's just going to go in and tell them what to do and then leave the room before it gets all squirrely, because that's the only way he can win. In other words, he's going to cower from them and run away after he makes some off-the-cuff diuretic proclamation to him.
It's kind of like Brave Sir Robin bravely running away in Monty Python. Yeah. You see, that's how much of a joke of a candidate Trump is. He reminds me of a Monty Python character. Is that somebody you take seriously? Because it's not somebody I take seriously.
No. But again, he's gotten all these individuals to, drink the Trump tonic.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is sad. I mean, there's individuals that you and I both had a lot of respect for, and it's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely gone because they again, with the individuals that, you're making that up when you're quoting verbatim what the law says. It's as if Randy, you have the almighty authority to just say, well, you know what, this law, I'm going to rewrite this law and I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah, I don't even claim to have that kind of authority.
No. Oh, but people will project that on you.
Of course.
And that's what they're doing. And that's all it is. It's projection. See, they hate themselves because they know that if they admit that they've been shystered, if they admit it, it's too late for them.
Mm-hmm.
If they admit that they've been duped and come around and say, you know what, I was duped, this and that, they are afraid that people will not accept them as individuals again. That's the problem. That's what they're afraid of. So they have to keep perpetuating this lie and building on it and building on the dumb crap that they've been fed, and because they don't want to admit they're wrong. Because to admit that someone is wrong, it will make them a loser in Donald Trump's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And their beloved Queero, it would just not be acceptable to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to them, the praise from, it's like the Order of the Coif. They think that they are somehow now a member of the Order of the Coif. And yes, folks, you think I'm making that up. I'm not. You go to Harvard Law, you go to any of the Ivy League law schools, there is such a thing as the Order of the Coif.
Oh, come on, Randy. We all know that you
I just make up laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, there actually is this thing called the Order of the Coif. You have to be elected into it. And I don't think Don Aldis was ever a member of the Order of the Coif. A, he didn't go to law school. B, he didn't go to law school. And C, he didn't go to law school.
Yeah.
So he can't be an Order of the Coif. Now, he can be an Order of the jackbooted Thug Brigade. He can be the Order of that. He can build a crappy apartment building and overcharge for it. That's what Trump Tower is. But he certainly cannot be president of the United States. A, he doesn't have the character.
Anyways.
Yeah. A, he doesn't have the character for it. B, he doesn't have the smarts for it. C, he doesn't have the character or the smarts for it.
His smarts or intelligent quotient, when it comes to that, it's the equivalent to the ovulation cycle of a gnat. And folks, gnats don't ovulate.
Yeah. They just aggravate.
Yeah. And it's just Trump is smart in certain areas. We'll give him credit where credit's due. You know, is he a savvy businessman? Yeah, he is. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But what the hell does that have?
Manipulating the bankruptcy law? Yeah,
yeah,
he is.
Yeah, is he good at? Is he good at bringing out his leftist sister, who's a federal judge,
appointed by Bill Clinton? Wait, I think that bears repeating. Appointed by Bill Clinton.
In case you missed it, appointed by Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
To get her to, well, I don't know, fudge things and make rulings pertaining to eminent domain in his favor. Yeah, which she should have recused herself from the cases. It's typically what, true judges and practitioners of laws do.
Unless you're like John Marshall, which apparently she is.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing. And I know this episode seems like it's just been one big Trump bash fest. But we do this for a reason. Number one, we're sick and tired. And just as I'm
quite literally sick right now, folks. So yeah. I guess that counts, right?
Yeah. And just as a forewarning, there may be another tirade coming. I don't know yet.
Well, probably not on this episode because I'm starting to run out of juice here, folks. So we will be cutting it to wraps.
Sure. The point is we have to bring things like this up for the purposes of maintaining our own sanity, for one. Mm-hmm. Number two, if we don't, vent like this or rant on like this, albeit completely coherently, it's going to build up, and I don't want to see something happen to where it becomes detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
We do this out of a love for our country. We absolutely love this country. No one can accuse us of not loving the country. I wouldn't have taken the oath that I took when I became a licensed attorney if I didn't love this country. And I hate to see what's happening to the country. And I hate to see a charlatan try and dupe the people that I love.
It's the citizenry of the United States, popular sovereigns, ever since its inception, there's always been one thing. You can call it the glue that holds us together, if you will. It's our ambition. It's our characteristic as Americans that we latch onto in order to prevail and keep pressing on and persevering. No matter what the world throws at us, we keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see that fade away with individuals like Donaldus Caesar Trumpus, Marxist Rubio,
Good old narco.
good old narco, Dr. Benjamin,
I'm a victim.
John Mushroom Kasich, whatever.
It's too bad we can't mention El Jefe again, but he dropped out. So,
well, he's going to be in there somewhere down the line. Rest assured, he just won't go away. It's kind of like, a really bad itch.
a
really bad itch.
He's the shingles virus.
Yeah, sure.
El Jefe shingles.
We don't want to see these candidates, and you know what? This even goes for Ted Cruz. And we don't care who the candidate is, so much that if they're not following the Constitution, and if they slip away from it, those that may possibly do follow the Constitution, aside from Cruz, because as of right now, he's the only one. Maybe Marxist Rubio comes into a far distant second to him. Far distant, like, from here to the moon. If Ted Cruz even slipped away from the Constitution or made comments that went against it or wanted to talk about actions that would violate it, guess what? He would be no different than the other candidates. We would hold him to the same caliber.
We'd hold his feet to the fire. And that's what's so important to know. And all right, folks, with that said, I do need to bring us down to our descent, or my descent. Thank you for flying the Wright Flyer. As always, I'm your Captain Randy Wright, and I'm joined by my first officer, Jeremy Grapington. We invite you to leave questions, comments, concerns, whatever, here on our YouTube page.
Tissues, cough drops.
Medicine, cognac, I'll take it all. Go ahead and leave comments there. Or you can follow us on Twitter at Radio Aviation X. That's all one word, folks, at Radio Aviation EX. Thank you again for choosing to fly the Wright Flyer. We will see you next time. Do take care.